Thanks so much for being with us. Thanks for being with us another week. Let us know if you like this. You can click like. Even better when you click um, subscribe. We're going to take a break from blogs. I'm headed to the States on Friday to be with my son in Idaho. Later, have Labor Day weekend conference with wonderful Indian brothers and sisters in Atlanta. And I'm going to get to visit our own OM base in Tyrone near Atlanta. I haven't been there for years. Looks like 56 are going to come. 50 or 60 are going to come for breakfast. Then we're going to zip over to Waynesboro and down to Florence for lunch on the Labor Day Tuesday. A quick day in New Jersey and back. And then we'll, from 7th of September on, continue our weekly blogs. Title this week is 7 book titles that grab me. Of course, you know, number one, we're not including in our list, is the one I've talked about the last 2 weeks. And I really hope you'll get a hold of this book. I finished reading it, rereading some sections. Some of what he shares here is one of the most missing things in ministry today. And if you're a pastor, especially a preacher, no matter how good you think you are, you're probably missing something that this theologian, teacher, Brother Villanueva includes in his book. It's okay to be not okay. I've often in the past, and I've been missing it lately, have read different quotes that have meant so much to me. So it's a long time ago, I think I read Howard Ferguson's Paradoxical Commands of Leadership. And now I can read it without glasses. Yes, that cataract surgery has given me like new eyes, and I can legally drive, and I can read this without glasses. Here's the 10 commandments. People are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. Love them anyway. Number 2, if you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do good anyway. If you're successful, you win false friends and true enemies. Succeed anyway. 4, the good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Do good anyway. 5, honesty and frankness makes you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. 6, the biggest men with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men, we could add women, with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. 7, people favor underdogs, but follow only top dogs. Fight for a few underdogs anyway. 8, what you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. Build anyway. People really need help. They may attack you if you help them. Help them anyway. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Give the world the best you have anyway. Of course, these are generalizations. We thank the Lord for every exception. What are these 7 book titles that grab me? They are a message in themselves. And in this sharing, you're going to get some interesting information about people that you might even have the opportunity of meeting, or authors. Or you can get a hold of their books, usually, I guess, through Amazon. The first one, and I love it when people invent their own words, connexlency. Connexlency, look at that. This is by Dan and Susie Potter. I was just with them speaking at a teenage event over in Belgium called MTO, Mission for Teens Only. They've had a global ministry. I think, OM, it started in Poland, and I've been linked with them all their ministry life. And now they spend a lot of time on our ships. Keep praying, by the way, for greatly needed people for our ships. And now they've settled over in Seattle. They're available to minister to the young people in your church, and they are mega communicators to young people, well, to any age. So you may want to try to connect. You can email me, and I can put you in touch with them so very, very easily, very, very quickly. And I appreciate every email and I mix it with prayer. Don't ever think I get too many. And then the next title is Burn Up or Splash Down. Look at that. I think I've met these people in South Africa. I'm not sure. But this is of course, a book about re-entry. And some people coming back from the ship, coming back from any kind of mission work, short or long term, they often find difficulty in re-entry. So that's a gold nugget. But I just also love the title. This is a book that blew me away. Some of it is really wild. It's not a book that I distribute. The title has offended people. Pharisectomy. How to joyfully remove your inner Pharisee and other religiously transmitted diseases. Of course, I'm sure some of you are thinking immediately about Confessions of a Toxic Perfectionist. Some of the experiences this man had in extreme churches just broke me into laughter. But it reminds me of a quote by Tozer, who said that materialism will not go out easily. It's more like a tooth being extracted from the jaw. And I think it's true that the toxic legalistic side of us will not come out easily. It'll be sort of pharisectomy. And I'm sure you know what it's comparing it with. And then there's an unusual title by an author I don't agree with, but I've learned from, Brian McLaren's Naked Spirituality. Some of you know his Generous Orthodoxy, another book I've studied. I feel it's sad that this brother's research, especially into what God is already doing before he started writing, is faulty, and that really some of his teaching can lead to tremendous confusion and even a lower view of actually the Bible as the Word of God. But in my kind of ministry, I need to read widely. And of course, I love the cover, Naked Spirituality, and God spoke to me through that. Another person I had the joy of meeting when I was preaching at Moody, and I went to auction my global jacket, and the President Moody, I think, offered $100. That's different than this shirt. I think you know about the global jackets. And a brother named Christopher Ewan, he gave me, I think, $500 in the auction. When I was delivering it, it's a long story. We had lunch, and we became close friends. His story of being arrested for drug smuggling, his living in the world of homosexuality, his anti-Christian spirit, and his amazing conversion, and then studying at Moody. And some of you have read his testimony book, but this is a book that came after that, Holy Sexuality and the Gospel. Wow, I've never seen a book with that cover. Sex, Desire, and Relationships Shaped by God's Grand Story. He takes meetings now all over the world, has a very different view on this controversial subject that has helped a lot of people. And then another book that really has, I think, helped a lot of people that I never finished reading. So I'm sure there's probably something in it where I would perhaps think differently, but I just love the cover, Growing Through Divorce. Because, and I've touched on that in both of my recent books, the mistreatment of divorced people is surely equal to divorce itself. And I've tried wherever I've gone to affirm people who've been through divorce, especially if it seems they got right with God in whatever happened, and they know His grace, they know His forgiveness. And it's sad that some people just never function well once they go through divorce. It's sad that young people with their unrealistic, often toxic expectations are so shocked when parents go through divorce. If they studied God's word, they'd be shocked their parents haven't gone through, because Satan, as a roaring lion, seeketh whom he may devour. Growing Through Divorce. Jim Smoke. Never seen anybody with that last name. Again, if you don't find a copy on Amazon and you really need one, email me. I'll try to help you get a copy. And then here's a title that really challenges me. Switch on your brain. I think sometimes my brain is a little lazy, and so I make stupid mistakes. My wife can testify to quite a few. Recently, I took my morning pills. I have pills I take in the morning and some I take in the evening. And the envelopes are clearly marked where we keep these. And I took the morning pills in the evening. My wife was there. So I need to make sure I switch on my brain. This is a book I haven't read, but it says 21 days brain detox plan, 360,000. Dr. Caroline Leaf. It's one of those books I want to read. There's too many books that I want to read, but with my present ministry involved with projects all over the world, which involves just a lot of contact through email, I don't get to read as many books as I would like to. This particular message partly got pushed into action by a book now that I can't find. We have hundreds of books around here, and I couldn't find it. But I remember walking with one of my helpers, I guess around 82. It's a long time ago now. No, 2002, a long time ago now. His name was Ben Simon. He ended up working for Walmart, and a dear friend. But I asked him, what book influenced you the most? Because they have to read books when they're working as my helper. And he told me a book, You Can't Walk on Water If You Don't Get Out of the Boat. Well, I'm going to try to find a copy so I can wave the cover at you next time. But isn't that a challenging cover? And I just realize sometimes it's very difficult to take that step of faith. It doesn't seem to be getting any easier for me when I'm struggling with anxiety, struggling with, what's going to happen if this goes wrong, if that goes wrong. Is God really in this step of faith that I want to take? But I take it. And recently, I tried to borrow some money from OM International, and Lawrence Tong gave me permission. It was just a cash flow thing with my special projects and all these Bibles that we're trying to buy. But then that was blocked by the chairman of our board here in the UK, who was right, because technically I'm under OM UK. I think that was more George Verwer's plan to borrow that money. Of course, I'd pay it back. I'm not against borrowing money, but God had a different plan. We went into extra prayer and saw some of the greatest giving we have seen all year come in within a 3 or 4 day period, enabling us also to pay all those present invoices. Many more are coming at us, present invoices for what we're doing in India. I was looking the other day, realizing there are over 30 million people who claim to be Christian in India. Only the Lord knows how many of them have a personal relationship with Jesus. Some say that figure is way underestimated, but God is on the move in India, and one of the greatest needs is to make sure these young believers, many of them still locked into poverty, especially in the present cost of living crisis, the COVID crisis, the least we can do is give them a Bible. If you'd like to know more about that, I surely would love to hear from you, because not that many have showed much interest in getting Bibles. The Bible Society generally doesn't give Bibles. We work with them. They sell Bibles, often at a reasonable price, not always. So it's partnership with others. And our main distributors are about 25,000 former OMers. So these are exciting, challenging days. Here's 7 book titles that have grabbed me. Maybe some of you will get a chance to read some of these books. And we always love to hear from people who actually read and get blessed. Keep on keeping on Remember what Howard Ferguson said.